All right, welcome back. As you can see, we're not on the bike or in the workshop, but do not worry. I do have a bike video for you guys. It's just been a little bit delayed just because, everything's been all over the place. But anyways, today we got a tier list. This tier list is something I kind of created, just kind of spur of the moment. I thought would be a little interesting. This is a tier list of stunt bikes that I would use or that I would build, I think. Alright, so we've got some options here. Couple bikes that I think cover, you know, the stunting sort of genre or scene community just fairly well. Obviously, if I missed any, let me know. To start, we've got an MT-07, and this kind of goes for like, just kind of covers all of the CP2 engine or chassis bikes, but the MTs and the FZs I think are a great option. I've looked at them and I'm like, yeah, I like the sort of ease of use of like the naked bike and just how easy it is to start stunting with, I guess. But I don't know, for me, I would prefer a fully faired bike just because I prefer the look of it. But I'm not opposed to getting an MT, so I'm going to put it in A just because I would, but it's not my favorite to build, you know what I mean? This here you can't really see, but this is an S1000, but this is sort of like, this is meant to just generalize every, or like any leader bike, because there's people who build leader bikes, stunted leader bikes, so I kind of just threw this in there just to kind of be a potential option, but it's not something that I would pick like personally, or like I don't think I would build a stunted leader bike. Like there's a couple people that I've seen on Instagram who have built, you know, stunted leader bikes. Like I can't remember his name, but there's one guy who has like a new gen, like a 25, 26 S1000, like fully stunted, like cut tank and everything. It's honestly really, really cool. But yeah, I'm gonna put it down in like C. It's gotta be below A, but like C, just because it's not something I would build, but I like it. Like I think the most I would do for a leader bike that I'm riding or stunting is like probably crash cage or like race rails, but that's about it. So yeah, we're just gonna leave that in C. Maybe I'll change it after, but there might be one too many tiers here. There might be one too many. Let's get rid of that one. Next up, we've got the F4i. This kind of covers, I think, all the years from like, what is it, 2000 to 06 or something like that. I'm not exactly sure. But the F4i is honestly a great option. This one, I think, one of the main ones that I was considering as like a stunt option, because it's had so much time to be in the stunt scene, and it's just got so much, I guess, reliability, because, you know, Honda engines. But I love it because it's fully faired, you know, it's reliable, it's awesome. I love the way it looks, but I don't know, I think there's something about the way the tail and like the subframe just kind of is made with the 12 bar titanium scrape piece. It just doesn't really, I don't know, because most of them are like, I think you have to cut the like fairing to get it to, you know, reach, but I don't know, it just doesn't look necessarily right. I feel like you know what I'm talking about, but I don't know, I just can't really explain it very well. So that's like the one drawback I think of this one that I don't like. Next up, we've got, this is a 2025, I think, 636. I like these. I'm not gonna say prefer. I like these because mainly and solely because they kind of throw back to the 0304 headlights. and like look, yes, they're a little more jagged and you know, edgy than, you know, their older counterparts, but I think it's just because of this like one model that kind of threw back the headlights to what they used to look like on the 0304 sort of. I thought that made them kind of cool looking, but from what I hear, they're more like twitchy than, you know, the older models. So I don't know, I'm not really a fan of it. I mean, I like it, I like the way it looks. Maybe I'd build one, but I can't say for sure. I think I'm gonna have to put it in like B, just because it's like potential maybe, but like not really, you know. Obviously next up we have the 0304 636. This one is obviously heavily sought after, you know. This is like the stunt bike when people think of stunt bikes. I really like the way it looks. As I was talking about the headlights, I think it's just really, really nice. When I hear, again, they're really reliable. Engines last forever. There's not really much issues. They can build them top to bottom, no problem. I would definitely build one. Same with the F4i. So I think obviously I'd put it up in like S tier. I don't know if order really matters, but either of these I think I'd be alright with. Again, solely just because of like the tail, like subframes 12 bar situation on the F4i. I like it a little less than the 636, and that's just it. I don't really know. It's just, it's too like receded into the, at least like every F4i I see stunted, it looks like the 12 bar is receded into the fairing, and I'm just, it doesn't look, I don't like the way it looks, you know what I mean? I just don't like it. I don't like it. But yeah, that's literally my only gripe with the with the F4i stunt build. And it could literally just be the fact that maybe it's just a certain 12 bar part from a certain brand, you know, it just doesn't, you know, that requires you to cut or just make some modifications to the fairing there. But I don't know. Anyways, next up we have the Gixxer 600. Honestly, I can't even say like anything good about these. Like, obviously you can stunt them. I don't know much about them as far as being stunted, just because I don't really seek out like stunted Gixxer content and like things. But from what I hear and from what I see, they don't do too well being stunted. Obviously you can, it's not like you can't, but literally remember seeing one video, and I think I mentioned it before, where this guy's doing like circle wheelies on his Gixxer, and I don't know what kind of Gixxer it was, or if he had like a reinforced subframe or not, but he basically got up, was doing a circle, and then it kind of dropped back and he lost control of it, but it like all the weight pretty much snapped the subframe off. It just didn't, I don't know. It just didn't look good, you know what I mean? And just again, from what I hear, Gixxers aren't the best for stunting. So personally, I would not build one. I'm gonna put it in C tier. The Grom, oh my god, the Grom. I don't even have to say like anything about it, but if you want to get into stunting and like you're not sure where to start, you don't want to start on a big bike, obviously start with a Grom. I cannot say anything bad about my Grom. I absolutely love it to pieces. It's just, it's so amazing. It's like my favorite bike ever right now. It's just you can do everything with it, pretty much everything. Well, currently, except like ride on the highway, but why would I need to do that? Anyways, I'm kind of a like lot warrior at the moment, but yeah, I just can't think of anything bad to say about the Grom, because it's like fully stuntable. It's a Honda, it's reliable, it's basically unkillable. Like if you've seen the Prison Break fucking show from this year, you might have seen the one guy who literally just ripped his Grom into the ground. Like there was no rim left, no brake, no nothing. Pretty much like almost blew the engine, but like didn't. It was pissing oil and it was still running. It was crazy. But yeah. This is honestly the best stunt bike you could probably ever get, is a Honda Grom, and they'll pretty much like never let you down. I love the Groms. Next up, we have a Ninja 400. I think these are good. I see a couple of these sometimes, like stunted out, and I would build one. It wouldn't be like my main stunt bike, but I think it'd be like a good like mid-size stunt bike. Like maybe if for some reason one day the Grom, you know, wasn't for me anymore and I just wanted a sort of smaller stunt bike, maybe I'd get a Ninja 400 or something like that to stunt out. But honestly, I can't see myself not having a Grom, so I would build it, but like not necessarily by choice. I think it would be above the 636, but I don't know. They have good potential though. They're really, really good stunt bikes from what I see. Next, we have a CBR 600. This isn't necessarily, from what I see, again, it's sort of like the Gixxer, where it's like not the best stunt bike build, but you can build it, you know what I mean? And I think depending on the model, you might have to reroute the exhaust, just because a lot of them, I think like the older ones have the undertail exhaust, so that's kind of a thing. But they're not, again, from what I hear, just the best for stunting, and I personally would not build one. Again, I've seen them stunted before, don't get me wrong, they can be. I'm not saying they can't be. It's just, from what I hear, they're not the best. But again, Honda engine, so, you know, reliable. Honda builds a reliability. That's pretty much what I hear. And next we have the CF Moto Papio. Now this is kind of goes hand in hand with the Grom. I don't know much about like reliability as far as CF Moto goes. I mean, it's a single cylinder, you know, engine. I don't see how you could really mess that up. But you know, CF Moto, again, sort of newer brand, but the Papio I've seen stunted, and it's basically, again, the 125, the same as Grom. Like it's an awesome looking bike, like little mini bike. I believe they do make stunt parts for it, from what I've seen, like the handful of times I've seen it stunted. And I personally put it on there just because I really like the look of it. Like I like the circular headlights, the little dual circular headlights. I think they're really nice. Kind of reminds me of what they did on the Diavel and like older rally bikes. But I really like the look of it. I think it could be good. I would definitely build one. I'm not sure, again, how much there is for stunt parts. But if you've seen the Papio, I believe the seat, the passenger seat, sort of locks you in. It's like a stunt seat. It has that edge to it. So it like locks you into place. So you don't have the problem where you're like almost sliding off your Grom seat, depending on what Grom model you have, or if you don't have like an aftermarket seat or whatever. So yeah, I think they're really cool. I love them. Next, second to last, we have the KTM 390. There's one person on Instagram I see who stunts these fairly regularly. I see they do have a good stunt platform. 390s, again, same like the 400. It's good potential, like mid-size stunt bike if you wanted something like that. I personally would build one. It wouldn't be my like go-to, same like, you know, the 400. It's kind of like here, like I would if, you know, something else, you know, happened, but I don't know, it just wouldn't be my go-to or like choice stunt build, you know what I mean? And lastly, we have the Harley Davidson Dyna. This kind of, again, encompasses like all of the Harley Davidson models, I guess, that can be stunted, because I didn't want to just put like a bunch in there, you know, a bunch in there like a Street Glide and, you know, like Pan America. So it's too much. Anyways, basically, this kind of encompasses all the Harleys that can be stunted. So, just because I see most stunted Harleys being Dynas, just because I think they have the best platform from what I hear, but I could be wrong. Listen, if there's anything I've said that's wrong, correct me. I'm not saying nothing I'm saying is fact, man. Come on, I'm just a beginner stunt rider. Leave me alone. But yeah, the Dynas. I think when I first started riding, I didn't like cruisers. I really didn't. But I started learning on a cruiser, so I didn't really mind it honestly that much afterwards. But it just, it's really grown on me. I do want to build one. I want one now, just because it looks so cool to me. Like having a stunted, like cruiser. I think it just looks so, it's so like out of the ordinary sort of thing. Like you never think to see a cruiser like Harley Davidson just at 12 o'clock, up on one wheel. You know what I mean? It's just, it's so cool to me. I love it. I would definitely build one. I'm going to put it up here in S rank, just because it would be in my like lineup for stunt bikes. But yeah, I think that's just about it as far as I can think, off the top of my head for stunt bikes, like potential stunt bikes. This is it. I mean, I think I'll be kind of upset if I think of something later, but that I missed, but it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it here though. This is my tier list. If you have any quarrels with my picks, you can put it in the comments, I guess. But anyways, if you enjoyed the video, definitely like it. And if you want to continue seeing stuff sort of like this, I mean, it's sort of one-off thing for me. I don't do this very much, but when the weather's bad or if something's gone awry, then I kind of make a video like this. So yeah, don't worry, there will be a riding video soon, probably next week, so don't worry. Again, I know I'm off the sort of schedule a little bit, but it's okay. It's okay. It just happens to be a busy time. But anyways, I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me as usual. And with that being said, I'm done.